This episode of the Wrestle-Cast is dedicated to the memory of Scott Hall. This is a presentation of RBT Entertainment.
Hey, yo.
You know, they say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Small Joe, and you can see that statement is not true.
Because I'm better than you, and you know it.
In the back, there are men and women, seasoned professionals, dues paid in full, gunning to be the best.
I'll always light the way, and all you have to do is let me in.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
The cream of the crop! Nobody does it better.
Hey, hi, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I'm sorry. We gotta get in the good mood. I know. Let me start again. Hey, yo. And welcome to the Wrestle-Cast presented by RBT Entertainment on the I fucked up. Live, everybody. We're on Podomatic.com, Spotify, YouTube, and wherever else we find us. Find out recording it live on RBT Entertainment's official show, Twitch.tv channel. Talking about professional wrestling, both in the independent scene and mainstream. My name's Matty. That is TWK.
Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. Gonna find you and take it slowly.
Only Scott Hall would be that nice and that badass at the same time. Both ECW and New Japan, by the way, he entered that song. Hey, when a guy that good, that tough can do that, you do not question. Joining us, per carbonation. You know, I'm already off on a good start, right? Shintigercurl, everybody.
Say hello to the bad guy. I am Shintigercurl. I am oozing with machismo, and I will cut you out.
Survey says one more for the bad guy.
There we go.
Yeah, I'd throw a toothpick, but I don't have a camera on, and you don't want to hear that on your microphone. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't pick it up, or you'd be like, hold on, let me. Oh, you could. Huh. Barely, but there. Yeah, there you go. Anyway. Yeah, this has been a week. This has been a week, and it's a good week, generally speaking. Not the greatest starts to them. I mean, they teased on Raw, and most of us were suckered into watching Raw. I fell asleep, of course, and
to everyone who watched 3 hours of Raw just for Cody Rhodes to not show up, all I have to say is, sucks to be you, man!
See, I was smart. I had not been able to sleep at all between Sunday and Monday, so I chose a sleeping pill. What I did was I watched the first hour with some buddies who pretty much said, hey, come on, you can explain to us what's going on. And, of course, any wrestling is good watched with friends, not solo. Even shitty wrestling. And I thought, well, okay, I'll stay till the pill kicks in. And it was just after the Rollins, Owens, Angle thing that Well, I thought, well, they might pop them up there to pop a rating and whatever, and get some news going. No, so I went to bed, and I left Raw on, and I fell asleep literally 5 minutes later. So I did not watch all 3 hours. Believe it or not, sleeping pills and Raw, a great combination to fall your ass to sleep. I did wake up to watch the main event between Owens and Rollins, which was typically good, even for a TV Raw match. So there's that.
I had a better use of my time. I looked at hentai.
I'm sure you found more compelling narratives.
Yeah, true.
Indeed, and that should tell you something about the product.
When animated pornography could do better than Monday Night Raw in storytelling, you got problems. Anyway, no clip of the week since there's so much to talk about, and while we do not have a hard out since Rampage will be starting at 11:30 this evening, we have an overrun, so we may as well cram in as much stuff as the 90 to 95 minutes as we can. We have a couple emails that have been sent in, one from a person that I will let T-Dub introduce in a couple of seconds, and one from Guts Masterson that has some random but very pertinent questions to be asked. We'll get to those near the end. So Guts, if you're watching, if you're listening right now, it has been received. Right now, it just doesn't fit with what we need to read now. But we must pay tribute, of course, to the one and only Scott Hall. And by the way, the image you see on the screen was courtesy of Wrestle Talk. I'm too lazy to make my own. So thank you, whoever produced that graphic there. But, oh boy. So, obviously, the narrative began with Scott Hall being in hospital and on life support, and by Monday he had been taken off that life support, and by literally showtime on Raw, it had been discovered / announced that by numerous sources, including X-Pac, Kevin Nash, and numerous others, that Scott Hall had passed away due to a small blood clot, which became a complication of hip surgery. Now, I'm not going to go verbatim on a lot of this stuff, but it had been discovered and reported that Scott Hall did not take to the pandemic as well as others, which is unfortunate. The demons, they came back to bite. I mean, I should talk. I mean, I was doing well on my weight loss, and I'm back to pretty much pre-pandemic weight, pre-diet weight, which is 280 to 290. So I'm doing better, 270, but, you know, I took it bad too, but Scott Hall, in comparison, just bad. Turns out he was living alone in isolation, and it had been a couple of days where he broke his hip, and DDP went out to do like a wellness check, and thankfully he did. And of course, it turns out he had broken his hip. They went to the hospital, went for surgery, and unfortunately, the rest is history. As far as sources, Dave Meltzer, there's a few other guys that have reported similar things. So that's the meat and potatoes of what happened here. Going to start with our email, and T-Dub, I don't know if you want to go full Rodriguez there, but it is our good buddy who's still listening, thankfully, and greetings to
French Otaku!
Very nice.
Sweet.
Classy,
Yeah.
sir. Classy. Now, a lot of it is, unfortunately, a career retrospective, so I'm not going to read the whole thing. It's very wordy, but I will begin by saying hello to you, Wrestle-Cast. I know it's it's not in my habits nowadays to do emails, understandable knowing the circumstances, but it is a sad occasion. I heard the news this week that Scott Hall, aka Razor Ramon, in the WWE had passed away. To consider my eulogy to be one of the first wrestlers I've ever seen on TV and maybe discovered the wonderful world of wrestling. To understand that you have to learn a little bit about myself. So for those on the stream who don't know me, first and foremost, welcome. Now, my first time watching wrestling was in 1995 on a semi-private channel in France. My father, who got 2 jobs to sustain a family of 3, myself included, couldn't afford that, but it was the best of times. I watched WWF Superstars and not Monday Night Raw. I've had to wait to 2006 to watch the Red Brand weekly before giving up on it in 2018. Fun fact, the French version was commentated by Ray Rougeau, who's doing the French dub for WWE and is still doing it. That is a fact, by the way. And the first wrestler I saw was the Razman himself. He was cool. His theme song was catchy. He had an aura that is, no pun intended, oozing machismo. Not to mention he was in awesome shape. Thank God he wasn't the Hulkster, although I saw him for one time at Thunder in Paradise as well as WrestleMania on the NES. Screw that game. He's not wrong, by the way. Screw that fucking game. But back to Razor. It was surprising that he could pull off a Cuban accent despite being from Minnesota. And it was later that I found that he ripped off from Scarface's Tony Montana. But again, Vince Jr. never saw the movie, let alone a movie in his life. So, genius. I enjoyed his run in as IC champion, as well as his feud with the 1-2-3 Kid, Jeff Jarrett, and even Goldust. The less I talk about that feud, the better. It was creepy. But after his departure from WCW, I've missed the crazed era that was Monday Night War between the two feds. It was only through video games that I experienced that. WWF SmackDown and WCW NWO Revenge, or WCW NWO versus the World to be exact. Thanks to the internet, mostly when it became possible to watch videos online, I saw what I missed. I was disgusted, but I can watch old matches on the network was in place. And then his Impact run, technically a third one since he was there. It was terrible that he left us. You can see how he left Scott Hall a broken mess due to his substance abuse. If you watch the ESPN special about Hall's career, it's no wonder why he went there. Not to mention the fact that he took the life of someone who he worked as a bouncer. The run during Hogan Bischoff era was terrible, and seeing Scott Hall in that state was a bad idea. Thankfully, he did recover thanks mostly to DDP and the fans for his hip replacement surgery and fundraiser. And back with 2 Hall of Fame rings in his collection, single career and part of the NWO. It makes it sad that he passed away after 3 cardiac arrests, with those complications from hip surgery during a blood clot loose, or setting a blood clot loose. Come to think of it, he did own the world like Montana did. One of the shining pillars of one of the worst periods of the WWE, and then being a part of the most iconic stable in wrestling history, and contributing to the business by helping other wrestlers. A shame that he couldn't be world champion during his prime, and he left Impact is still remembered to this day. My prayers and condolences to his family members and friends. When you see God, tell him when you give the old gold chains, if something happened to these then something happens to you. Toothpick toss. Rest in peace, Scott Hall. The whole thing turns out.
It was good. It was good.
It was very heartwarming. Appreciate the email, French Taku.
And thank you for the update, by the way. Much appreciated. I mean, I could tell you the Hey Yo thing was one of my... The Hey Yo and the roof flies off thing, one of my favorite things. The one you hear in the intro, which will be a permanent part of the intro, by the way. That was from No Way Out 2002. It was the cleanest one I could find. But, and from DVD. I have the DVD, actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
cool.
I picked it up during the pandemic, believe it or not.
Yeah, that the big return of the NWO, and oh boy, did they get a huge pop, because finally some WCW stars are actually showing up, and the invasion's already over.
It is what it is.
Yeah, but, it's still cool to see, like, that little reunion for the first of many NWO reunions, as it will turn out.
So you know what? In fairness, it was probably one of the last times the Fed gave him a shot and he looked good for the most part.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Enigma brought up, if it wasn't for DDP, we would have lost Scott Hall years and years ago, like 10 years ago, really.
He was in rough shape when he joined the accountability crib. So, yeah, DDP DDP. If DDP is not a shoo-in for heaven, that's bullshit.
Yeah, both Scott Hall and however long Jake Roberts has left, we are very lucky to have
the
Jake
fact
Roberts
that Jake Roberts has even a part-time presence on television today is a borderline miracle.
By the way, how did Jake Roberts still appear on Dynamite but get into the WWE video game?
Reasons.
I'd say reasons, Hall of Fame, and you know what? When you did something good and you keep it up, even with falling down every once in a while, and Jake has fallen off the wagon occasionally, but back on it. To his credit, of course.
Yeah.
It is what it is. And you know what? If the Fed wants to give him some money, are you going to argue? Like, if you're a legendary, if you're in the shoes of Jake Roberts and WWE says, we're going to put you in a video game, but I'm working with the other guy. Who cares? You're going to give me some money. You don't argue. I wouldn't.
Yep, very true. But yeah, getting back to Scott Hall, it's just, what a career, man. He changed business in ways that some people don't know about. It's because of Scott Hall that wrestlers now have guaranteed money contracts. That's Scott Hall.
That's Scott Hall and Kevin Nash.
Yeah.
Both are going to receive credit. And when we eventually, I don't know if we're going to do it here or outside of the show, but if Kevin Nash were to pass away tomorrow, he would get that same credit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not wishing he passes away tomorrow, by the way. I'm just saying. But Scott Hall was that. You could go back to the ladder matches and say, yeah, that's he gets credit for that. NWO, he gets credit for that. Mm-hmm. Being Scott Hall, he gets credit for that.
He's also put over a lot of people. In WWF, put over 1, 2, 3 Kid. In WCW, put over Chris Jericho. And those are both of his. And he put over Chris Jericho on his own merit. That was just him being him. I still remember the story and being told years and years ago that Scott Hall specifically wanted to put over Chris Jericho because he's like, hey, this guy's going to be a star. He did the same thing in New Japan in 2001 to a rookie who was literally on his first year, Hiroshi Tanahashi.
The match popped up randomly on Facebook the other day. Not the worst match, not going to lie. It's rough around the edges, but even Hall saw the potential there.
Yeah, and the story goes that, Tanahashi was out drinking with Scott Hall, and Scott was like, hey, this guy, he's going to be somebody one day. So he went up to the booker and said, hey, can I lose to this guy? And the booker said, you can do whatever you want. So during the match, Scott Hall grabs a microphone and says, hey, Keijimoto, you see this? This is going to be you. And the moment he finishes his sentence, roll up, 1, 2, 3. Just
class act.
Yeah, class act and shades of the 1, 2, 3 Kid finish. Of just being way too cocky and getting caught off guard. Just absolutely
generous,
brilliant.
and behind the scenes, when a generous motherfucker.
Yeah, there's so many
He
stories.
did not have to do shit other than just have a decent match and make the other kid look good and pin him.
And Scotty Too Hotty came out to say with his own story about Scott Hall, about how when he was just starting out in USWA, and Scott Hall and he knew he wasn't making too much money, so he just gave him money out of his pocket, and he barely knew Scotty Too Hotty back then. He knew jack all about him. He just did it out of the goodness of his heart. And every time, and when the last time he saw him was as a guest trainer in NXT, and he always tried to pay Scott back, but Scott was like, no. He refused. He wouldn't let him pay him back.
Yeah, and it's amazing how many stories there are about Scott Hall just going up to random people who aren't making that much money and deciding, you know what, I know that I'm making all the money in the world and you're being paid peanuts, so I'm buying your meal. And you'll just buy their meal for an entire tour. Holy shit.
Yep.
The generosity of this guy is just absolutely bonkers. It's just goddamn.
He had his demons, but who doesn't?
Oh,
yeah.
He had his demons. I think we covered some of his demons in the early days of the show. But
yeah, this guy was.
We also covered and discussed his recovery process along with Jake Roberts and DDP.
Yeah, like
That taught me a lesson a long time ago. Just everyone deserves a second chance.
yeah, and
Amen
Everyone
to
do-
that.
yeah,
like-
just people often do forget just how bad a shape this guy was in for
Yeah.
years and
He
years and
was
years.
rough.
Like this
Like
guy
it-
was just
In fact,
basically.
you want to know how rough it was? A resurrection of Jake the Snake when Hall moves in. I'd say maybe a couple of, couple of weeks into the recovery. He's doing some yoga, and you could hear his hip.
Mm-hmm.
Watch the documentary. You literally hear that hip.
Yep.
Oh,
I was like you mentioned it like 10 years ago when his wife was calling the cops about how erratic he was with his substance abuse. I was literally ready to post on Facebook, rest in peace, Scott Hall. It's a sad end to a great man. I was literally ready to do that. I was on death watch.
everyone was like, even his best
Yeah.
friends were expecting it any day. Like they were literally expecting any day for Scott Hall to pass away, and yet because he was able to clean his life up with help from DDP and Jake Roberts,
And Jake Roberts, yeah.
you know, he was able to have an extra 10 years. And it's kind of like, obviously, everyone would want more time, all the time in the world, but it really is amazing that we even got this. And he was able to even go into the Hall of Fame a lot.
Twice. And of course, the immortal line at the end of his induction acceptance speech, you know, like it's been making the rounds all over the place. So I'm not going to repeat it here. You know the thing by now.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
bad
And you
guys
know-
do.
And you
Name
know,
Extreme. Who's going to play a Scott Hall in this biofilm? Don't say Chris Pratt. I don't think no. He's not tall enough.
and you know, I don't want this to come off the wrong way, but I'm glad Scott went out the way he did. Because if, like I said, 10 years ago, we could have been saying and Scott Hall died in some dingy hotel room, covered in booze and high on drugs with nobody around him. But now he went out surrounded by his friends and family who just wanted him to have some peace. And that just shows
And
you
with
how far...
almost universal praise from everybody.
Yeah. That just goes to show you how far he's come from where he was a decade ago.
Yeah, and it's really just one of my favorite clips I've seen of Scott Hall is him saying, like, his favorite people from NXT from being backstage there at the time, which was, I think, back in 2015, was
Yeah.
Finn Balor and Becky Lynch. He said, those two people, they're going to be stars. And
Oh, he
Finn
won
Balor-
wrong. He won wrong.
No,
Yeah.
it wasn't.
Although Finn Balor, in my opinion, I'm sure Scott Hall probably would agree with this, that should be utilized more frequently.
He was probably saying that already.
Or better, pretty much.
JC, you
JC
think
says-
Oscar Isaac could play a good Scott Hall? Yeesh.
I can't see it.
I don't see it either.
No.
It's tough to
maybe,
do.
I don't
It
know.
would be tough to do Scott Hall. By the way, I've been wondering about this image. Just someone shared a image on Facebook. It's a picture of Scott Hall as Razor Ramon as a jobber. It's actually his first televised WWF match. The caption: Scott Hall's first televised match was against Paul Van Dale, the father of current WWE star Carmella.
Yeah, I actually saw that match back in the day, a few days ago, and I actually remember watching his debut live back in '92, and I still feel old. And to share a little anecdote, my cousin and I, before we had a little falling out, we used to be really big into wrestling, and we rented WrestleMania, the arcade game, and I always played as Razor Ramon. And he and my cousin would say, "Man, do Razor Ramon, do Razor Ramon," and I would just go around the house just saying, "I am Razor Ramon, and I will cut you out." Toothpick. And my grandmother used to get mad at me because I kept wasting her toothpicks. But yeah, I'm just gonna say right now, for me, Scott Hall was like the first wrestler that made it cool to be the bad guy.
Yeah, like that's another one of his big major contributions. The fact he was like one of the first people where he was a heel, but after a while the fans chose to cheer for him, even though he was still the bad guy. Like that was a fan decision.
Yeah, he was just cool. Like he just exuded this confidence, like Duke Hudson level confidence, but he could of a different sort.
And on top of that, like because of Scott Hall, there's been countless, and I mean absolute countless amounts of people throughout the decades since that have used that blueprint of being a heel, but being the cool heel.
Yeah.
And it's just insane just how much he did for wrestling, and he will be very, very much missed.
Yeah, he left his he left his DNA in professional wrestling. Very few wrestlers can actually say that.
Yeah, in just so many different ways that goddamn. So I guess unless Matty, you have anything else to add?
Hey, yo. I mean, you guys said it best. Francho Taku said it best. I said it in that tweet. I wanted to wait till it was official because everyone was doing their tributes already. I was like, don't send no freaking flowers yet, folks. But when it happened, I will echo what I said on Monday. The man is a trailblazer. This guy was a trendsetter in every sense of that word.
I can't disagree with that whatsoever. And from something,
he was a game changer in the truest sense, is what I said. There we go. I was looking for that.
There we go. Now we got the exact wording.
There we go.
And now from that, let's get on to something a bit more comedic, shall we say?
Now, before I do, Scott Hall's again extreme. Scott Hall rising to heaven. Razor Ramon, how'd you die again? Peter exclaims. What are you talking about, Chico? Scott asks when we see the fake Razor who died in 2019, and Scott face palms. There you go.
Yep. There you go.
And he walks up the pearly gates to the Fugees. With that strut of his.
Hey, man. Where is St. Peter? Where is Jesus, man? Where is Metron, man?
Where is the Nacho Man?
You all know who I am. But you don't know why I'm here.
Of course we do. We put you against Eddie Guerrero in a ladder match in heaven. Oh, and next week you're finally wrapping up that feud with Macho Man.
Score one for the good guys.
All right.
Oh, one last thing.
Oh, go.
TNA theme is underrated.
Fair. Fair play.
I need to listen to it again.
It's basically Dale Oliver took a ripoff of the instrumental to his WWF theme, but added lyrics to it.
Yeah.
And it's so good that it makes the WWF theme sound like a ripoff.
That's how good it is.
I'm going to need to listen to that shit again.
Yes, sir.
Please do.
Yes, sir.
All right, now.
All right.
Now it's time for
we have brought the room down a little bit. We have to pay our tributes. We spent half an hour on this, or 25 minutes, actually. So, yay.
Well deserved, I would say. I think that
we had to. Of all the nights to do it, at least we had the time to do it tonight, and I'm happy to do it. Now, this would be normally where we start the news, and of course get to the Dynamite thing, and who we will get to the Dynamite eventually, as we normally do.
Wait, Matty, before you do that, I gotta stoke the fires on this barbecue. Gotta put some
Yep. How's that roast coming?
Oh, it's about, we're about to do some major roast.
And Extreme PW Insider, we are aware of the Cody thing. Let's wait. Yeah. We're gonna get to the bullshit, but let's at least have some fun. Let's bring the room back up. So I'm sitting here at work, doing my thing, as per usual. And EC3 pops up a thing on the Instagram. Rules and regulations first control the narrative promotion. I'm like, All right, it's not unusual, but it's not common to see these. But hey, he has an intention. He intends to do his thing his own way, and it's obvious from the videos and everything else that he has a style he wants to do. Fair enough. And I'm pretty sure you guys saw the thing on Twitter as well, because it had been on about the thing. And Enigma Extreme, you don't talk about a CY yet. Oh, we are about to talk about that fucking Fight Club. Fuck. Jesus. Ladies and gentlemen, I read that, and you gentlemen, you saw it, and the first thought was, we need to talk. And for those wondering, well, what are you talking about? It's been making the rounds, but not everyone might have seen this. I mean, it is an independent promotion after all. And we got to do the thing. So I did the thing. I captured it, did the thing, did a little bit of it. I posted it up on the Discord for the Wednesday crew. You know that crew. Shared the thing, and I got the image right up here. Let's take a look at this. Here are the rules. So we are in control. 2, we are in control. Fights start with one opponent who tells the other, let's go, get it on, Daddy. Fights end when you clutch your opponent's nuts. Well, only one bald wrestler per show. No estrogen. Oh, wait. That's clutch your nuts. That's the parody that was inspired by this meme of a fucking promotion's fucking rules.
You see what I posted in the chat? That's the face I made when I read those fucking rules.
G.I. Joe. The G.I. Joe thing. I wish I could share it.
Just the 1,000-yard stare.
The 1,000-yard stare with that look of... Oh, by the way, it's clutch your nuts. By the way, folks, do you know where we're going with this? By the way, here's the Twitter. Bing! There it goes. At Bam Sullivan. He's the one who deserves credit for that. He's the one who originally posted that particular that particular situation. So we thank you for your service, and I'm gonna leave it up for a couple more seconds because it's fucking hilarious. And no bathing, no, just natural musk. Anyway, here's the real thing. Per the real EC3 on Instagram here on this page here. Here's the control your narrative rules and regulations. These are official ones, and we know we are not fucking kidding. 1, you are in control. 2, all caps, you are in control. 3, fights end when you tap out, get knocked out, can't stand or quit. Sanctioned, quote, matches can end via pinfall. Standard, quote, professional wrestling, quote, rules apply. Sanctioned, quote, matches. Chaos ensues in the project pit. 5, no super kicks, no tope suicidas, no Canadian destroyers. Well, there's 90% of the fucking world's wrestlers right fucking there, you fucking idiot. 6, fight is with your opponent, it's with yourself. Give me a second. I got a button for this.
Do I need to add it to?
Yeah, don't keep going. Roast away.
Hit it again.
Sure. Absolutely.
You fuck young boys, EC3.
Yes.
Oh,
God. 7, fights go on as long as they have to. Sanction, quote, matches, quote, hit their times, all caps. Hey, 8, if you want to hashtag control your narrative, you have to fight.
This is written so weird because it's like, no hashtag super kicks, no hashtag tope suicidas, no hashtag Canadian destroyers. If you want to hashtag control your narrative, like, what the fuck is this written? Also, when it says standard quote-unquote professional wrestling rules apply for sanctioned quote-unquote matches, chaos ensues in the all caps project pit.
Josh Barnett's Bloodsport. This is not.
No, it's not. And the Young Bucks, they a counter joke to control your narrative, so that's how you know you're fucked. Hold on. There are a few buns I could hit. Like, here's how bad this is. I'm busting out the buns, for God's sakes. There we go.
I have no idea what I just said.
Let's see. There's a few. Let's see. There. Here's my boy.
And by the way, that smell I was referring to is bullshit.
Let's see.
Load the spaceship with the rocket fuel. Load it with the word.
That's Ultimate Warrior word. That is Ultimate Warrior.
Wait.
Word salad.
You could actually say these rules in Ultimate Warrior's voice, and it would still make more sense.
All right, T-Dub, you're the best. You're the best Warrior impression out of all of us. Go.
You are in control! You are in control! Fight and when you tap out, get knocked out, can't stand or quit. Sanctioned quote-unquote matches can end via pinfall. Standard professional wrestling rules apply for sanctioned matches. Chaos ensues in the Project Pit! No super kicks, no Tobe Suicidas, no Canadian destroyers. The fight isn't with your opponent, it's with yourself. Fights will go on as long as they have to. Sanctioned matches hit their times. If you want to control your narrative, you have to fight Warriors.
That's too fucking perfect.
It makes too much sense.
It makes too much sense.
All you need
by the way, if EC3 wants to block us on Twitter for roasting his fucking shit show over promotions fucking rules, at ManaG316, at TWK Official, at Shintigercurl, Mr. Keith Carter III, I can assure you, after reading that word salad of thing, you have lost my interest.
To call word salad would be very generous, by the way.
Yeah, I'm being fun. Yeah, this is, what the fuck is this? It's a, if you want to run your promotion as you see fit, I'm fine with it. It's indie wrestling. If with the amount of talent that you've amassed, minus Austin Aries, of course, you just go, all right, cool. I want to see where this goes. I'm curious enough for the one shot. And then you read this and you're going, you took your loss of your Fed, you took your Fed run way too seriously, bud.
Yeah.
I think getting fired really fucked with his head.
You know what? I would not be surprised if they actually got Ryback to appear on this.
Jeez, would you imagine if that's
it would be the one promotion that would accept him?
If that's his return to wrestling, not any big time promotion. Oh no, the only
I was gonna make the joke. Oh, this is gonna be like the heroes of wrestling of our time, and I'm like, there's no fucking way. They add Ryback. I'm like, oh Jesus Christ, it might have the chance of doing that.
Nope. No, I'm gonna go even further. If they get Ryback, they will be the WXO of our time.
Whoa.
And I remember WXO, and WXO sucked.
I forget what that even is.
Don't just good. You don't need to remember it.
No, and I remember. No, this is worse. This would be XPW.
Yeah.
XPW
it's literally a wrestling promotion with blackjack and hookers.
Well, at least XPW gave us a Dark Side of the Ring episode.
You know what? I forgot to hit this. Oh wait, I got the 8-bit version. What the fuck am I doing? Because this is what the wrestling fuck. I'm not gonna play the whole thing, but you get the idea.
So
EC3 has you know what? At first, when he got first released and he was releasing those videos of controlling your own narrative and all that stuff, I'm like, good. Do it good. Get yourself over. Get yourself some wrestling promotion stuff. And then the Ring of Honor thing happened. I'm like,
I thought it was just going to be a faction.
Me too.
Yeah, that would have been a perfect faction. But no, they're not even doing that. They're starting their own promotion. And it's like, you have, you are an underutilized talent starting your own promotion because you think you're underutilized. Fair. You got Braun fucking Strowman, who continues to be in his best shape of his fucking life. I don't know if you've seen recent pictures of him. This guy is fucking jacked.
I've seen the
He
pictures.
is nothing of the Braun Strowman of 2 years ago.
He was still pretty jacked a couple years ago, though.
Not as jacked as he is now. Crazy to believe.
Yeah.
Oh.
Rockstar, Spud, Austin Aries, and it's probably his last chance saloon. And you drop this. You drop this fucking shit to make it sound like the wrestling world has left you behind, and like everyone who's capable of doing a super kick is like should not be allowed to wrestle. The more I read this, the more I think, who died and made you Bill Watts?
I don't know. Is Bill Watts still alive?
That's what I'm pretty sure he's still alive, isn't he?
Oh, okay. I was about to say the Bill Watts then, but no, he's apparently still alive, I guess.
Yeah, but again, the joke fucking stands. Who died may name him Bill Watts or James E. Cornette.
I can tell you this much: the forbidden door ain't opening for this company. I'll tell you that.
Oh no!
By the way, was Bill Watts the one who made the no going over the top rope rule?
That's the rule.
Yep,
that is the rule.
No going off the top rope. Throw your opponent out over the top rope. You're disqualified. Oh, that was weird rules. And there's a lot of matches that ended prematurely because of that.
Indeed.
Because
That's a
wrestlers
force of habit.
instinctually would throw each other over the top rope because that's just what you do. And because of that, the referee would go, oh, fuck. They would either have to, A, find some way to ignore it, or B, they would have to ring the bell like 10 minutes early. Then it's like, oh, fuck, now the whole card's screwed up.
And the more I look at this list, it just doesn't, like, how do you hashtag super kick? How do you hashtag tope? Like, what, do you paint a hashtag on yourself and then do a tope?
Seriously.
Well, knowing the weird...
How would you call it in the Fed? Oh, it's a hashtag suicide. It's disqualification automatically. But it's a unsanctioned rule. So why wouldn't it be allowed if it's unsanctioned? It's no disqualification. He's allowed to do a super kick at least. But it's a tope. It's disqualification. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Why the fuck this is word salad that doesn't fucking make sense?
Yeah, it's kind of weird now. It's like, there are no rules here except for these specific rules over here.
Mike, this is the Marco Pierre White of wrestling rules.
Okay, you're going to have to refresh my memory on that one.
He was one of probably the first major celebrity chef. He actually trained Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was such a hard ass that he actually made Gordon Ramsay cry.
It's true.
And when you watch him cook some stuff, you will notice that he will always use North stock pot, and he will say, "All right, simple stuff. We're going to make some chicken and rice. There is no recipe. Here is the recipe." I shit you not. That's what he says. This reminds me of a Marco Pierre White cooking shit. Like, there are no rules. Here are the rules. And wrestling with yourself. So that means you can beat. So that means everybody wins.
So the Invisible Man is part of Control Your Narrative. Is that what you're saying? What about the Invisible Stand? What about Yoshihiko?
So if you get pinned in the ring,
Moppy can make a comeback, for God's sakes.
So if you get pinned in Control Your Narrative, doesn't mean you can get on the mic and say, "You didn't beat me, because I beat myself. Thus, I'm the winner."
This is going to be the most I don't even know what to expect with these rules. Like, there's going to be a whole bunch of just meta narrative bullshit, I'm assuming.
This will either be the most meta wrestling that's ever been meted, and whether it is good or bad, at the end of the night, if they're on Fight or ever they wish to stream it or air this or whatever, I will be right here on Twitter after watching it either live or on tape or however it works, and I'll be tweeting the following.
What the hell was that?
I feel like if I ever watch this, I'm going to need a lot of cocaine. A lot of cocaine. Like, so much cocaine that it makes Tony Montana, Rick James, and Dr. Roxo say, "Damn, man, you need to slow down."
This is going to be one of those things where you're going to need to watch with some friends, some food, and some booze. Or a good first for riffing if you're TWK, of course. Because you're straight edge and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
No, he's not gonna be straight edge if he watches this shit.
No, he'll want to not be straight edge, but that's not gonna,
Nothing can break me.
Mysteries.
This will.
Stop. Enigma. MST3CYK?
Oh, I get it.
Well, you know what? We should remind ourselves that it is indeed a show, and we should just relax. Fair enough. Fair play. Fair play. I'm still. What the fuck, man?
Well, let's get on to some good news.
Yeah, let's get on with it.
It's official. Taking place in Ring of Honor. It's going to be the Briscoes versus FTR.
Top guys versus them boys. Ring of Honor tag team titles. Super Card of Honor. Yes.
For the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles.
Yep.
Dem boys versus top guys.
That's what I just said.
Sorry, I was distracted.
Fair.
He is distracted by Dax Harwood's bald head.
Hey, it's difficult not to notice.
It's shiny.
Bald! My eye! By the way, I am keeping an eye on Twitter just in case it blows up because someone decides to show up with some down straight.
And that's not the only Super Dream match happening around in April.
Ah, what you got?
Happening in Chicago, it will be the leader of Empire, the aerial assassin Will Ospreay, versus the Death Rider Jon Moxley.
Oh yes, Moxley's
New
promo.
Japan Loki's got some big matches going on, man.
Yeah, it's happening in Chicago, Windy City Riots, and I have a feeling that Mox is going to eat him alive. He did not seem too pleased in that video.
Yep.
But also, yeah, and Enigma Extreme said it best right there. Said it right there. And then Killer Cross versus Minoru Suzuki.
That's not going to happen.
What do you mean that's not going to happen?
Cross is going to get in the ring. Minoru Suzuki going to come out. He's going to realize what's bad with the bad decision he just made in his life, and he's like, "I have come to rescue you, Killer Cross." He's going to be like, "I'm not Killer Cross. I'm Captain Crunchy Kooky."
Oh,
leaves.
Fuck's sake! Oh God!
I still can't get used to seeing him with a full head of hair.
It's strange. It's strange to see him not bald, isn't it? He looks like a handsome devil, doesn't he?
A little bit.
I'd date him. I wouldn't marry him, but I'd date him.
So if you're saying fuck, marry, kill, he's in the fuck category?
Only for one night, because I think he's into some freaky shit.
Well,
Fair.
if you've seen his entrances, clearly the guy's a fan of Zardoz, that's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying.
This part of the show went real kinky real fast.
It tends to happen every now and again. Well,
all I'm saying, if he invites me to do a soup kitchen in the parking lot, I'm out.
Fair.
Well,
fair.
Getting on to more dramatic stuff. First up, we have Talk is Jericho with William Regal, which I listened to. Holy shit.
I did as well. Oh, God. Folks, do yourself a favor. After this show, listen to that show.
I'll give it a listen. Haven't had time this week because of things.
Mm-hmm.
William Regal has had more injuries in his wrestling career than anyone I've ever heard in my life. And that's even just post-retirement. Jesus Christ, the stuff this guy's gone through. This guy spent decades not sleeping because of his injuries.
I believe that.
And even through all that, like, he isn't even bitter. Like, the best advice he gives is, don't get dropped in your head. It's not worth it. Because
don't pull a Biggie last week, poor guy.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But when it comes to William Regal, you say he had a match with Ricky Steamboat in '94 where he broke his neck and never got it fixed. And because that, so many different complications occurred because of that, and just hearing him go on for over an hour and a half with Chris Jericho of every injury he's had, is just, how is he still alive?
Sheer British toughness.
Yeah, and he's also one of the most nicest people around, because just everything he says, and because he wants to get back to the wrestling business, and he gives credit to Bryan Danielson for keeping him relevant, because he says that without Danielson he wouldn't be, which is just amazing to hear, because I never thought that at all. It's like, to me, like, William Regal, he's Regal, he's a legend. How could he not be relevant? But according to Regal, it's because of Danielson that he believes he still has relevancy today, which is just really interesting to hear.
It's crazy how some people are in their own head sometimes. Sometimes it's an overinflated ego that can do it, and another is like myself and Regal. It's like it's total imposter syndrome. Like, why am I here? I should not be here. When really he is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, unironically.
Yeah, I'll put him up there with Scott Hall and Mr. Perfect and Roddy Piper as like some of the greatest people to never win a world title.
He was that crazy. There's a reason why guys like Ospreay and Pete Dunne and I'm pretty sure Walter have put him on a high pedestal.
Yeah, and the thing about Regal is that he was going to win the world title many years ago, but that was during one of the times where he got popped for drugs.
It was during, for those wondering, his GM/King of the Ring run.
That would have been a perfect time for him to
it would have been a perfect time to put the belt on him. But hey, he was popped, and they finished it earlier than they should have. But they got a decent pop out of Mr. Kennedy, who, well, it was gonna be a big deal until it wasn't. But the intention was good.
Mm-hmm.
So I highly recommend listening to that episode. It's so insightful to how his brain works, and just it's also interesting to know just how jumbled his memory is due to all of the drugs and injuries.
Hey, when he said thousands of bottles and a few broken hearts, sweetheart, he wasn't kidding.
He really wasn't. So please check that out. And of course, now we recently have Big E's neck injury, which was an unfortunate accident due to accidentally being dropped on his head. Not a person.
Yeah, I watched the. You folks saw the clip. It was all over Twitter. It looks to me like Ridge, like the way he was setting up, it's like he was trying to get a good grip on Big E, which from the looks of it, he couldn't quite get it. Like and you could see he was actually trying, and there was cooperation. It did not pan out, and unfortunately, Big E broke his poor neck. It's the C4 and C7 vertebrae that are cracked, and to his words, as he posted frequently on Twitter over the weekend. It's cracked, but no displacement, no nothing. It just means he's out for a little while, and for how long? There are doctors who are there was a doctor who was examiner for WWE who said, under the wrong circumstances, it's a career ender.
I'm assuming that's only because of Big E's strong neck that he's only going to be out for like 4 to 5 months. Apparently,
yeah,
I'd say minimum, and even then, I'd be careful.
Yeah.
I'd say after the run and the way they did him dirty, I'm like, hey, you're on a downside. You're with us for a while. Take the year off. Take a load off. Take the year off. Make sure you're absolutely ready.
Yeah, and the good news is he didn't lose any sort of. He is already able to walk around, so that's no loss of mobility.
He when they structured him out, people in the arena said. He gave him the thumbs up, so he regained. It wasn't immediate, but before he left the arena, he had regained control. So that's a decent sign, actually.
Yeah. So just that just shows you just how crazy in shape Biggie is. He's just a complete freak athlete, and it's just a great thing that he is, because I feel like if he wasn't in the shape that he was in,
he would have been. It would have been. I'm not going to compare it to it, but it would have been another draws.
Mm-hmm.
Quite possibly, yeah.
A lesser man on that high an angle.
And Taz had a lot to say about this, because he was not a big fan of Madcap Moss's, or is it Ridge Holland? Which one of those?
Ridge Holland.
Yeah, Ridge Holland's suplex, because according to Taz, he was relying too much on strength and not enough on twerk.
The hips, for those, he's referencing the hip movement.
Yep, you do have to pop the hips. It
is a combination. It is a combination of strength and dexterity with the hips. It's not one or the other. Though good hips is a good thing too.
Yeah, Taz went off on Twitter quite extensively on what Ridge Holland did wrong, and how he really needed to pop those hips to get over and use that torque.
Yeah, torque, yeah.
Torque and the torque.
And Guts brought it up again. Yeah, Taz would know many things about neck injuries as well.
Yeah, he was dropped on his head once.
He was dropped. Bad. It was a spike power driver that did him in, actually, at the time.
Yeah, it was a tag team match.
Yeah.
And luckily, he was able to actually walk to the emergency room.
Which is a very
was not as lucky, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, that sounds like the most Taz thing ever, of just neck broken, walk to the emergency room. That sounds like...
No, he didn't know his neck was broken.
He didn't know. It was a blockage. Not even pain. I don't think it was even pain, he said. I think it was like something was like wrong.
No, he didn't feel any pain. He just casually walked to the emergency room. The doctor looked him over and he said, like, how did you get here? Like, I walked here. And the doctor was like, there's no way you could have walked here. And Taz was like, what do you mean? Because your neck is broken.
Oh.
That kind of reminds me of one of the stories Regal told, where he went to go get his neck examined, and the doctor's like, how are you walking? And he's like, I just walk, because apparently like his body was in like the worst shape ever. And the doctors were like, how the fuck are you doing anything with the shape your body is in?
I'm British. Have you seen what we eat for breakfast?
Like some of these wrestlers, like when they go see doctors, they're like,
some people just have a freakish tolerance for pain.
Yes.
I mean, we know this. We know Mick Foley, for God's sakes.
Look at John Cena.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the fact that guy was able to recover as fast as he has from as many injuries as he has is absolutely mind-boggling.
He recovered from a broken neck in a few weeks, and everyone was like, what the fuck is wrong with you, John? Like, I'm back.
Take a vacation, just your neck.
Just a broken neck. I'm back. I'm back.
It's like, I hope he's taking it easy now that he's in Hollywood. I really do.
He's not. I mean, look, how could he, when he was promoting Painmaker in Painmaker gimmick, you're gonna tell him to relax?
Yeah, I guess
so he was playing Chris Jericho in a movie.
Not that Painmaker. God.
Peacemaker.
Excuse
me. Do you
really
want to taste it?
Well, at least you're a Zappa. Allow me to. Peacemaker. Thank you.
Well, Moving on. Adrenaline in my soul. Vince McMahon has Cody Rhodes, according to Mike Johnson on the net.
PW Insider. That's what it is. Hi, Power Rangers fan. What about Shintigercurl? Is he chopped liver? He says, hi, Matty, TWK. I'm pretty sure it's been a while. I'm only kidding, though, by the way. But yeah, well, obviously the continuing adventures of the Young and the Nightmares. It was on and off again, and now apparently to Mike Johnson. Fuck you, pay me, and Vince McMahon. Well, fuck you, I'll pay you.
And apparently, according to Mike Johnson, it is 100% official. The ink has been dry for days. 10 to 14 days ago is his wording.
So yeah, the tease, there's a reason why they're subtle teasing it. Which,
Not so
come on,
subtle.
guys, it's your competition. You've been wanting to beat it. You got a major piece. Brag about it. Let everybody be happy. You got him, and he's on TV. He's back. Let him have a little bit of fun.
Power Rangers fan says, it has been a long time, guys. Busy with his job and gaming. Nice.
Clear.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all.
And yeah, like the T's have been crossed, the lower J's have been dotted. It's time to bring him to television.
Put him on TV. Give Seth Rollins his WrestleMania match, and you know what? Let the roof fly off. Why not? It'll be like the one of like two good matches on the goddamn card.
Pretty much.
Let's see. I think that Bianca and Becky could be a really good match. Let's see. Edge versus AJ could be really good.
Yep.
Seth versus Cody could definitely be really good.
So that's 3. So 3 out of a 16 match card if we go 8 per night.
Ooh.
It's rough. It's rough.
Yep.
But keep in mind, Owens and Austin is an interview segment technically.
Yeah, not a match.
Which, hey, it's a brawl between Austin and Owens. I'm like, match or not? Yes.
Let's see. Brock and
I
Roman.
am down for that.
That could be good, but at the same time, I'm not exactly.
They've had so many tries at this that the bloom's off the rose. Like they would have to blow our pants off to be actually good.
Not to mention, they completely destroyed the entire concept of a unification match.
Because it's a unification match, except both television companies still want their own individual champion.
And they fucked up the forklift joke. Just saying, I'm not even going to sell the fact that he used a forklift. And not even a second after the forklift, not even after the glass shatters, they cut the commercial. Whatever happened to shock and awe and just staying on the shot? Fuck's sake.
Not in the Fed, Matty. Not anymore.
He tried to kill me with a "we'll be right back." That's what they did. That's what the fuck they did. They cut it off before you had a chance to say huzzah. Anyway.
So here's hoping Cody does well when he returns to the Fed, and they treat him like the top star that he is.
And if not, make sure the paycheck's clear. Because at this point, man's earned himself a solid guaranteed money.
Yeah, the guy lit himself on fire for the fans.
Lit himself on fire, and in his final match in AEW, he took one of the best cutters in wrestling history. If he wants to get paid, look, I'm not exactly a fan of him going back to the Fed, but if he wants to get paid after what he did in the last almost decade, fair play. Wife and kid at home, fair. Go get your money.
Let's see, JTG did an interview with a guy by the name of Muscle Man Malcolm and said that he wants Shad to be given the Warrior Award this year, and he makes a compelling case when you consider how many times Shad has gone out of his way to help people.
You know what? Even without having to explain it, I'm like, you know what? Fair. Give it to him. You will not hear a complaint from me.
Yeah, same here. And like just this, what JTG says about Shad, how many different ways he's helped people, just gone out of his way. He stopped a robbery at a gas station. He's helped a woman who was getting harassed at a club. And then, of course, his final act of selflessness, sacrificing himself to help his son. Just sounds like he is an all-around amazing guy. And Shad, of course, when Shad passed away, JTG told the story of how Shad handpicked JTG to be his tag team partner, a part of Crime Time, which is apparently all Shad's idea. Like, he came up with all that. So yeah, give him the award. Give him something. Come on.
Mm-hmm. Give him all the awards. Give him the Hall of Fame, in fact, just for being a good guy.
On the subject of Cody, Guts says, if he wants to be paid, get paid, fine. If he wants to be seen as a hero, I think in the last 6 months of his run, I think he was done. He saw the writing on the wall. At this point, he's not a hero anymore. He's become the villain. May as well be paid.
You either die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Or, be paid like one anyway. Next one.
All right, next one, last bit of news tonight is CM Punk has not been seen the past couple weeks, and apparently it's because he's returned to filming for Heels.
Season 2 was green lit. Makes sense. And you know what? His last match was a freaking bloody classic dog collar match, for God's sakes. I think he's allowed to take a couple weeks off to sell the injury / the victory. And right now the focus for NJF is Wardlow anyway. So Punk will be back. We'll have a pop, and he'll have his next match thing. Fair.
This week's Dynamite kicked things off with Cole and Red Dragon defeating Hangman and Jurassic Express in one hell of a trios match.
Mm-hmm.
And ended with Adam Cole pinning Jungle Boy, with Hangman being able to do nothing but look on.
He was being blocked by O'Reilly.
And now I have a feeling that seeds of doubt will now be planted in Hangman's mind, because he's starting to once again push some of his friends away. And now he's starting to lose again. So, bye-bye conscience, I guess. And self-confidence.
To be continued, at least.
Yep. We also saw, let's see, a backstage little segment with Keith Lee and Team Taz's Starks and Hobbs, which almost makes them sound like
people could shit on this always being relegated to fight with the Team Taz. They're misusing it, folks. The ink is barely dry on this goddamn contract. And there's a perspective of him facing Will fucking Hobbs. If you're bitching about AEW's already fucking up Keith Lee, sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up. We're getting a Hobbs fight.
Oh yeah, they're building to that. Oh, they're gonna make us wait for it.
They're gonna making us wait, yes, but they've all but said this is going to happen. Sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up.
Well, trust me, I'm not complaining. I'm just like, ooh boy.
Not you, T-Dub, not you, Shin, not even me. Like, we know what's going on. I'm talking about the marks those marks who say, oh, they're already fucking up Keith Lee. The Fed did him better with Bearcat. Marks.
I wouldn't listen to those fans. They probably couldn't read. They probably couldn't read Lord of the Rings because Frodo didn't make it to Mount Doom in Chapter 2.
And of course, everyone, big meaty men slapping meat. Meat.
Oh, of course.
Beef. Big boys.
And our next match was a tag team match, players. Mox and Danielson defeated Chucky T and Yuta in one hell of a match where Yuta got a lot of offense in there.
Got a lot of shine. Actually, Chucky T got a good shine in there too. But this was obviously the focus was Wheeler Yuta, and well, he'd been name dropped by Bryan Danielson.
And after the match, he did the one thing that every Chaos member recruited by Okada does, and he betrays his group.
Now hold on a minute. He's not officially part of Chaos.
Yeah, he is. The Best Friends are official Chaos members.
Yeah, but not Yuta. Yuta is with Best Friends, but not part of Best Friends. There's a
picture of him on New Japan. There's a picture of him, and next to his name is the Chaos logo.
Get the fuck out. No fucking
He photobombed that.
No. Let's not go that deep.
He's an official member, believe it or not. He is.
All right, there's an official roster on the New Japan thing. Let me check. Let me do the thing, do the thing.
Okada's probably looking at that sign right now, and he's like, "Who the fuck is this guy? I don't remember signing him."
All right, so there's a Chaos page. So this is from the English New Japan Pro Wrestling show, so New Japan at 1972.com. Under Profile and Wrestler, you have the Chaos, so you can go to Okada. Mikey Nichols.
Yeah, Mikey Nichols has been there for a while.
Yeah, Nichols.
It's been a while. Robbie Eagles, Rocky Romero, Tomohiro Ishii, my boy.
There you go.
Toriano and Yo and Yoshihashi, and there he is, Wheeler Yuta. He's in there.
Well,
Best friends, though.
Well, he probably realized he'd be in the same faction as Yoshihashi and decided to leave before his loserness spread it to him.
You know what? No, you know what? No. Look, here's how I see it. He's in Chaos in New Japan, but it's one canon and another wrestling company. He's about to join the best wrestling faction in fucking history.
As some of the people on my Facebook group call it, Regal Goon.
Regal whispered to him, "You know, Sunshine, you do realize you're in the same group as Yoshihashi. I'll let you make your decisions."
Slap, please. Slap, please.
Yeah, is that what he said right before he slapped him?
Yep.
I'm willing to bet that's what it's. I'm really there's a I'm really bet it's not verbatim, but it's a version of that.
Guts prefers the team name of the Gentlemen for Regal's group, but I love Regal Goon just because there are similarities between Regal.
For those wondering, it's a Suzuki Goon, and then you had another Goon. Goon as in unit, essentially, is what that means.
Enigma says, "Slap the meat."
Big meaty man slapping meat.
Let's see, we had an FTR interview backstage where, they're cutting a good old babyface promo, and they were interrupted by the Young Bucks. So this feud looks to be continuing.
With the roles reversed, apparently. I'm okay with that. I'm like, okay, that's a twist. I'll take it.
You also had the Acclaim cutting a promo on good old Keith Lee until they were interrupted by Starks and Hobbs, who then they were interrupted by Swerve. So we got an interruption after an interruption. Starting to get a little crazy, a little unhinged up in Dynamite.
They were supposed
Am I the only one who's sick and fucking tired of people getting cut off from their promos?
No! I love it.
You're in the minority in this call.
Actually, I heard some news from Dave Meltzer about that promo. Apparently, Top Dollar was supposed to appear in it, but he got lost and ended up in Impact.
Oh! Wait. Top Dollar's in Impact?
He was in Impact, but somehow he ended up in Control Your Narrative instead. I don't know how that happened.
Okay, so he went from AEW to Impact to Control Your Narrative. Next thing you're going to tell me he got lost and found himself back in time in Heroes of Wrestling.
No, he tried to go there, but somehow ended up in the UWF.
Ooh.
Jeez.
Okay, why the fuck is he in world class now?
Well, after that promo, we got the introduction of the Jericho Appreciation Society, where we learned that all these people, they're not pro wrestlers, they're sports entertainers.
It's a meta thing, but when you really think about it, it's fucking genius.
Yep.
It's fucking genius. It's using lingo to get heat, and you know what? People will say, "Oh, it's too meta." I'm like, no, but it makes sense.
We also got a D versus Sheeta highlight package, which I assume they're gonna have a match possibly next week on the Dynamites.
I ain't complaining. We need some holy Sheeta.
We need more pain.
Well, somebody who got plenty of pain was Scorpio Sky, as he was about to be defeated by Wardlow, who was delivering powerbomb after powerbomb after powerbomb before he get to a fourth one. Unfortunately, there was distraction. There was MJF. There was Sean Spears. There was a roll up, and then right when Wardlow was about to get his revenge, the numbers
right in the ding.
Yes,
he didn't go down easy, but he still went down.
Mm-hmm. And of course, MJF paid Mr. Dan Lambert. Thank you, sir, for bidding him a boy. So of course, as soon as the betrayal happened, there it is. There's a story continuation.
By the way, for those wondering why Ethan Page wasn't there, he noted on Twitter that the moment he discovered they were working with MJF, he decided not to show up.
The guy's got it under control.
No, he's like, you know what? We're bad guys, but we're not that bad. I'm not that bad of a bad guy. Come on. So they gave a good old beatdown to the War Dog Wardlow, and looks like this story will be continuing in the coming months and maybe even building towards a Double or Nothing match.
Cyber Writer, can you cite a source for this? He quotes, "Big problem, Alberto del Dipshit," or El Patron if you want to be technical, might be working in for the UFC?
Why?
Can you cite a source?
Okay
you won't be able to share a link, but give us the general source and then we'll seek it out.
I'm okay with this. And I know exactly the first move that Alberto Del Dipshit should make in the UFC.
Cyber Writer, dirt sheets. I need a full. I need an actual source.
Yep.
Oh, JC, I heard that Alberto is in the UFC thing with Cultaholic. He's doing Spanish commentary. You know what? Let him. Let him.
And the first thing he should do, and on Spanish commentary, talk shit about GSP.
No.
Yes.
That's not. That's a fate worse than death.
Alberto deserves it.
Yes.
Look, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying, guys doing Spanish commentary for UFC, no one's going to know he's there. That's a fate worse than death.
Well, moving on.
See, but there's no Spanish announce table to fuck up in UFC.
Well, moving on to things that are actually positive, the Hardys reunited to defeat Private Party in one hell of a tag team match.
With a finished and almost fake, oh God, don't break your neck, Jeff, Jesus. That was not the cleanest swanton bomb.
Yep. He undershot that a little bit.
He under-rotated just a tad.
Just a little bit, but he still made it work, and overall, they might be a bit slower, but the teamwork is still there from the Hardys.
Teamwork's still there. It was a nice, mostly clean tag match. No complaints there. The retirement tour has begun, because at this point, that may as well be that.
And Private Party must be just giddy as ever, because apparently, according to Dave Dickinson's fan on Twitter, these two became a tag team because both of their favorite tag teams are the Hardys.
There you go.
So that's a shoot.
That is a shoot, and they're happy in their head places.
Well, the Andrade family office wasn't happy. They tried to make their way to the ring for a beatdown, but before they could commence with it, Sting and Darby stopped them with a bat in the hand of one and a skateboard in the hand of the other.
I mean, nothing to discuss other than just thumbs up. Darby must be happy in his head place.
Oh, yes. And then in our main event, for the women's world title, Thunder Rosa defeated Britt Baker in one hell of a steel cage match.
Now, I'm going to do the one nitpick, and someone else brought up that nitpick, and I kind of agree with it on Twitter. Can we retire the thumbtacks for a couple of years now? That's getting some overplay.
A little bit, but
that's my nitpick. Go for the Legos. Go for another prop, but let's loosen the grip on the thumbtacks. Let's put the thumbtacks away for a little while.
I think
it's becoming a law of diminishing returns. And you know what? If you're going to do that spot instead of thumbtacks in Enigma Extreme, agreed, all caps, break out the Lego.
Or in the case of Brandon Cutler versus Peter Avalon, the RPG dice.
Or break
also,
it,
also acceptable.
Or in the case of Alex Jabali, break out the arcade sticks.
Jesus Christ! Just make sure they're busted ones that are beyond repair.
Or instead, just break them over Alex Jabali's head.
That works too. JC, Cultaholic this morning had a video entitled Thunder Rosa vacates her title. It's for another Fed, by the way. I got caught by that clickbait too, folks.
I almost did, but then I saw the thumbnail and it's showing her with the Warrior Wrestling title. I'm like, You motherfuckers, you know what you were doing.
You clickbait fucks.
I nearly had a heart attack.
I'm like, okay, oh no, don't tell me he got fucking. Oh, it's another title. Fucking really.
Whoever's decision it was to clickbait that hard, just, don't give me a heart attack like that, especially while I was at work.
I saw that in the middle of a call, for God's sakes. I almost screamed, what the fuck, in front of some poor Hispanic lady just trying to do her job.
Ugh.
Ditto.
Nevertheless, this was one hell of a match. Thunder Rosa got a nice mariachi entrance.
Yeah, there were some laughs in the call, but I said, no. That's a thing in boxing. A lot of boxers, when it's a championship match or just a regular boxing match, for a big deal, the mariachi thing, it's like a college fight song in a sense.
Oh yeah, no,
in comparison anyway.
It's a Texas thing.
Yeah, Texas, Mexico, that kind of stuff. Yeah,
I love it.
Tejano music.
Yeah.
Actually, around here in Virginia, when I used to go to hockey games, there'd be a mariachi band playing in the concourse area.
Oh, nice.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just really well put together match overall, and goddamn some of the bumps they took.
Oh
and
my God, Britt. We understand that you want to give the sense of comeuppance, but you did not have to take that chair bump.
Yeah, just even if it's just like getting pushed off. But
for those who didn't watch it, you poor salt, you should. But it's a stack of chairs on top of the stack of chairs to make it look like a table of chairs, and this poor soul in the attempt to entertain us, took a bump on that stack of chairs. That had to suck.
Yeah, landing back first onto a metal chair and bouncing off of it to land on the mat.
Yep. I also like the fact that they actually expanded the cage a little bit.
Oh yeah, it's kind of like a Hell in a Cell without a roof.
Yeah. I get the feeling that the cage was like that, but they just moved it a little bit forward, so they have a spot where you could have someone take a head to cage spot, and on the other side, we need some plunder and a Hell in a Cell kind of vibe, so you get a little bit of that too.
And I like how there was no interference in this match.
That was also key.
And one of the things I love about AEW is that consistently, since their inception, cage matches there, you cannot win by escaping the cage. If you intentionally leave the cage, you forfeit.
Yep.
Keep the action in the ring. And there is also the opportunity that if you do want to climb the cage, big spot. So
yeah.
And I
big spot or lose.
And I love Thunder Rosa's counters to the lockjaw. Good stuff.
She bit the fucking hand. Why not? No DQ, pal.
And then transitioned into slamming her hand into the thumbtacks.
Youch. Yowie wowie. And in the end, Thunder Rosa picked up the victory, and she is now the new Women's World Champion, celebrated with Dustin Rhodes, has some nice bloody pictures of herself taken with the belt. Good times are had by all.
And she's probably going to go down to downtown San Antonio to have some nice queso blanco.
Possibly. Sounds good to me.
Yeah, queso
it's white
blanco.
Cheese.
Yeah, and JC says, shout out to the ref for doing the counting tax. Yeah, Aubrey Edwards.
Oh, Aubrey Edwards tweeted, by the way, note to self, don't count pins and tax. No.
Oh, that's not the first time she had to do that for AEW either.
Another case in point to the point I'm making. Stop it with the tax for a while. 1 year. Go the rest of the year without using tax, please.
At the very least, they're used effectively here. I can say at least that much.
Yeah, but again, it's a law of diminishing returns, effective or not. It's like it's overuse. And again, it's a nitpick, but I'm like, there are people complaining about it online. Like, I'll admit it's a nitpick, but at the same time, people saying it's like, what's with the overuse? Like, they used it at the pay-per-view 2 weeks ago. Law of diminishing returns here. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I can understand it. And I think that overall this was a rather well episode of AEW Dynamite.
Yeah. I will say this. I still think it was a mistake not to put the belt on the pay-per-view, but for the pop they got, fair play.
And what a pop it was.
It was a great pop. So, steel cage, the way it was meant to be. Again, it plays into the theory of, yeah, she could have won at the pay-per-view, but that would have been lost. The message would have been lost in the sea of epicness that was the pay-per-view itself. So, fair play.
And that's all I have for this week, unless either of you have something.
Well, we got that other email we need to take care of.
Yeah.
So, Guts Masterson, 4 simple questions, so we're going to read those. One, is Scorpio Sky really the type that can elevate other talents? I ask because even if I get some of the reasons Scorp was made TNT champ, I still think that he wasn't ready because the crowd connection is subpar, and the dirty finish this week doesn't instill confidence in future title matches. No, this was obviously a title match. This was a storyline match. This guy's in a title match, and at this point, they got plenty of time with Scorpio Sky.
Yeah, they're going to give him plenty of time with that belt to establish his own legacy.
Not the best start, I'll admit that, but he had a great match against Sammy to win the title. So we got to give him credit for at least that.
100%.
And he's capable of producing great matches. And with the heel heat, with the ringside interference and all that stuff, he'll be just fine. And again, a lot of people think this is you're making him look bad. But that's the idea of the heel. Yeah, you could do it. You could do it bad. You could do it. It's essentially pulling an MGF, but instead it's like the interference is not just the one guy. It's everybody. It's the crew. But Scorp is a proven commodity as a wrestler. It's just a matter of, again, a couple of good matches here or there, and that'll solve everything. Yeah. Not everything has to be good, clean, or not every heel has to be like. Not every champion needs to be strong as hell or weak as hell or whatever. It's not that. The point is to build heat. And guess what? The heat was being built. And I've deflected to MJF and Wardlow, but that's being separated from the TNT title. This was a necessary evil, if nothing else.
Plus, he's got Dan Lambert. Dan Lambert is a heat magnet.
He will be fine. And, and of course, Ethan Page is involved in there too. He'll be fine, folks. He'll be a fine TNT champion.
Plus, this would make him the first heel champion for the TNT title that actually cheats.
Oh, yeah, because Brody won clean, and as did Miro.
Yep.
And both of them just relied on their pure brute strength and in-ring ability. They didn't really need outside interference.
Now we have a TNT champion who's fucking smart. And it will not just use his ability to win or his ability to cheat to win. He'll use everything available to him. So there's that. Should either of Team Taz have won instead of Ed's beat Sammy so we could still have a face-heel balance with the heels both being African-American? I think that's overthinking it.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Just a little bit.
That and Jade, you'll notice, often does get a lot of cheers.
Jade's still technically a heel, but fans like her, so...
Yeah, like she is, like we said with Scott Hall, she's like the cool heel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool nerd heel.
And Team Taz will have gold other than the FTW title eventually. It's right now they have enough that they don't need the belt right now.
Trust me, Ricky Starks, Hook, Powerhouse Hobbs, one of those three is going to
the minute it is a simple matter of keeping it warm, and then when it's time to pull the trigger, pull the trigger.
I have a prediction. When Kenny Omega returns, and they bring the trios belts, Team Taz is going to get a run with them. That's one thing to do to consider as well. Could you imagine Hook leading Team Taz in that trio? By the way. Because it ain't going to be Ricky Starks or Hobbs. It's going to be Hook leading that fucking thing.
Yes, indeed.
What is the character difference between influencer / sports entertainer Chris Jericho and GCW and Impact Matt Cardona? I understand both are weird takes based on the Fed's way of doing things, but I just need to know how they differ.
With Matt Cardona, they both are playing on WWE, but Matt Cardona is also a nerdy toy collector.
Remove toy collector. He is a nerd. He is a geek. He understands the medium, and he understands his audience. So does Chris Jericho. Jericho knows what his audience, both understand the audience. The big difference is Cardona is going for maximum heel heat by just being himself. Turn to 11 and piss the fuck off that the fans want to hate him. Chris Jericho is taking a few hints from how the Fed have run things in a while and see how the fans are reacting to that and saying, you know what, I'm going to turn heel, be an influencer, and I'm going to put together a new crew of people to put over in the process.
It's more, for me, it's more, Matt's being more overt with his, like, his heel heat is more in your face. Like, he knows exactly what to say, what to wear, how to come out.
He knows what you hate. He knows what he is, that he is what you hate, and he will rub it in your fucking face.
Jericho is more subtle about it. His is more insider terms, insider references, and stuff like that that gets the hardcore fan base riled up. Like, to a casual sports entertainer might not seem like much, but to a hardcore person, like hardcore marks like us, that's a major sin. That is like a major slap in the face, and I love it for him.
Even especially with Daniel Garcia, who's like this technical, like Zack Sabre Jr. type, and he's going, I'm a sports entertainer too.
And by the way, this is the subtlety we picked up on Wednesday. Don't think we're noticing the war you're setting up, Chris. The war of philosophies here between the sports entertainers, the Jericho Appreciation Society, and the team of wrestlers that Regal and company are about to put together, who are pure wrestlers. And by the way, in that same promo that Wheeler Yuta was brought up, Brian Danielson, the confusion, such a terrible thing. Danielson also brought up Daniel Garcia. Seeds all over the place, folks. And Garcia is somewhere that, well, you would think Regal would not want there to be there. I'm not saying it's going to happen next week by any stretch. This is a long build kind of situation, but down the line.
What about this? Well, they could be setting up for the next Stadium Stampede match between these two groups.
No. War Games or Blood and Guts.
Better.
And you already have Jericho Appreciation Society. Well, who's on the other side? Mox, Danielson, and assuming that's the plan, Yuta.
I can see.
And
yeah.
Could also be Lee Moriarty.
Or
he's a technical machine.
What about Proud and Powerful? They got beef with Jericho.
Oh yeah.
Or Moriarty, Eddie. Eddie's got a deep respect for old school All Japan wrestling. That's as technical as it could get.
He loves Regal. He loves Mox. He has respect for Brian.
And they name Extreme Gun Homicide and Hernandez for LAX. No.
Nah.
Appreciate the joke, but no.
or this is really thinking outside the box. You really, really want to get technical? Somehow get Hook. You get Moriarty or Hook. Could you imagine Hook in that? Good Lord. There's a lot of young tech guys in AEW that could join that group, so whew.
Again, the philosophy of professional wrestling against the philosophy of sports entertainment. There's a little bit of meta in there, but on the surface, good Lord, they're building up to a banger Blood and Guts down the line. And everything's still liquid. The Regal Goon, as we unofficially like to call him, it's still in the building phases.
Hell, this could even go even deeper since both teams are being led by former WCW guys. Not to mention the fact that that William Regal could still be mad at him for pissing in his tea.
Oh, come on!
You know what, T-Dub? Regal's the kind of guy that wouldn't fucking forget anyway.
I just don't forget 20 years ago when you relieved yourself in my tea in my office. That was the Queen's tea. That was a gift from the Queen, you bastard.
Now,
Remember,
obviously, he
Jericho?
wouldn't go that far because that would be in stark contrast to the philosophy angle. But it'd be a nice little it'll be a nice little wink and nod. Anyway, we got one more question before we get to the winners and losers, unless you have more stuff, obviously.
No, that's okay. Go ahead.
All right. What trajectory is left now that the face of AEW's women's division has ended her first reign? Yes, I'm referring to the Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker DMD cage match. Well, outside the rematch, at this point, it's all open again. Anyone that's on that list, on that top 5, eligible. Anyone that could get on the top 5 in the future, eligible. It's a new reign. It's a new world, new possibilities.
So what you're saying is, it's a new day. Yes, it is.
Bump, 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 bump. In a sense, yeah. And then, of course, you could have like when Sheeta and Serena Deeb, they finished their feud. The winner of that feud could face off against Thunder Rosa. That's one possibility right there. Hey, Deeb versus Rosa for the AEW Women's Championship under Deeb's new gimmick. That's a pretty money feud right there. Right there when you pull the trigger on that.
Layla Hirsch, she's coming up.
Layla Hirsch, that's another name. Yeah. Statlander with that vignette that we're taking off the makeup for and contacts. I don't know what she's going where that's going yet, but that's another possibility. Again, down the line.
Yep. Let's not forget the statuesque beauty that is Jamie Hayter.
Jamie Hayter, Jade Cargill after she loses the TBS title. It could be that long a reign. You never know.
I can't tell what I feel like, and I talked about this a few weeks ago, that Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker are going to be entering a feud soon.
Yeah, obviously Thunder Rosa will go her own way, and of course Britt, racked with lividness and pissed offness about losing her championship. Oh, it's Jamie Hayter's fault.
It wasn't my fault.
Bum, bum, bum. There's that. All right. Thank you, Guts, for that. Much appreciated. And thank you to French Otaku as well. It is much appreciated as well. All right, boys. Unless there's anything else to discuss.
I got nothing.
I got Jack.
The WGGP thing happened, but one of us has not watched it yet. So we cannot discuss it, unfortunately. But you should go watch it. New Legacy and all that stuff. Belt looks good in 2K22, by the way. All right. Winners and losers, boys. Let us do this.
D-Cell. I'm gonna do one outside of wrestling. Well, actually two, because these two people really deserve it for acting like complete jackasses. Juicy Smouye for his outburst and him being just a petulant little fuck.
We were talking about this on Saturday on the Toonami call. What a fucking idiot!
Yep. Just take your punish. Just admit what you did was wrong. Take your punishment and go away. But no, you want to try to be the new Tupac.
Just say you're wrong. Say you made a mistake. Take your time, and then after a few years, yeah, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. Can I go back to work now? Again, sit the fuck down. Shut the fuck up. And let us remind you that, yes, while I am indeed white, TWK is Latino, and Shintigercurl is black. And we all agree that Juicy Smouye is a fucking idiot.
Yes. Yeah. Also, Shin, aren't you Cuban also?
Yes.
There we go.
That just underlines the point even more.
Got two Hispanics up in here.
Also, second D-Cell, of course, goes to Kanye.
What the fuck did he do now?
Oh, you didn't hear what Kanye's been doing this past couple weeks?
I've seen his name, but I'm like, okay, it's Kanye. He's fucking up. I straight up ignore.
Ye decided it would be a good idea to get to send some mean tweets to Pete Davidson, and Pete Davidson murdered him. And then he decided to fuck with DL Hughley.
What?
No.
Okay,
Yeah.
first of all, yay.
Yeah,
Is he turning into P Diddy or D Piddy or whatever?
You
That's
literally
what
call
it's
himself Yee now. That's his official name.
Yeah.
Okay, here I thought EC3 was gonna be the fucking idiot of the week.
Yep. So somebody needs to stop Kanye because he's doing some very creepy, very dangerous stuff.
He's been doing stupid shit since the Taylor Swift incidents. Where have we been?
Yeah, but now it's getting really freaking creepy.
To the point where, like, Pete Davidson sent him a text saying, "Hey, we need to talk privately. No, like, paparazzi or any of that." But Kanye's response is, "No, meet me at the church in public."
I honestly believe Pete
It's
Davidson
official. Kanye West is officially back upside his own goddamn head, or upside his own goddamn ass.
I could buy Pete Davidson beating the shit out of Kanye West.
Really? He doesn't strike me as someone who can, well, strike.
I don't know. Well, look at Kanye. Every time I look at Kanye, I don't see a gangster. I just see a nut job. And growing up where I grew up, I can kind of tell the hardcore dudes who can fight and the guys who just talk shit and can't fight worth a damn. And Kanye is way in the latter.
Hey, I'll admit, I'm the kind of guy that would talk shit and run away. I'm an absolute heel in that sense. Not gonna lie. But when I see someone that fucking crazy come to me and there's no escape, I know I can't fight, but I could get you. But I could kick you in the dick.
Oh, Nick, don't bring up Steve is a sweetheart. Don't compare him to Kanye.
What about Urkel? Is he a sweetheart?
He originally was a douche, but he got better.
Okay,
fair.
As for my losers, control your narrative.
I mean, why am I not surprised?
I would say cocaine is a hell of a drug, but even Rick James would say cocaine ain't got nothing to do with this.
No, this is a drunken stupor and insanity.
Oh, don't blame liquor on this. Liquor doesn't want any part of this either.
No. You know what? They may not want it, but they're probably gonna get it because this was written while either drunk or on high on ego. Probably both.
No, they were drunk. They were drunk on bleach and high on Cargfast.
No, this is stuffing you right on a Jack Daniels stupor.
I've been high on. I've been drunk off Everclear, and even I was more coherent than whatever it is we just fucking read during this show.
Buddy, I was drunk and I wrote a "Slap Me Del Rey" sign. You do stupid shit drunk.
I think this goes beyond
right stupid. There is stupid shit.
I think this is clearly a case of car exhaust fumes with a side of meth.
That sounds
well. Either way, someone writing this was under the goddamn influence. I think we can all agree here.
Yeah.
Because you do not write this shit and not prove and not have. You do not put this online with all the graphic, all that stuff, without a proofreader, sober. And if EC3 was indeed sober, get help. I was a little mad on that one. I don't know why. Teed up.
I just give my loser to control your narrative and to anyone who actually watched Raw for all 3 hours thinking they were going to see Cody Rhodes. Ha ha ha!
Hey, I'll count my... you know what? Even if I slept through 2/3 of that, when I think about it, I'll count myself on that. I honestly thought they had them, but they teased. They got their ratings pop. For me, WWE, obvious reasons. Biggie, not because he's a loser, but just Jesus, that's just a bad week. He's in high spirits, and he continues posting those funny video tweets. He's going to be a winner, but now it's just bad luck. Cultaholic for actually having the balls to make the internet think Thunder Rosa injured herself in that match. You bastards. And, of course, Sweep. Get the brooms. Get the brooms. Control your narrative.
Keep it up. Keep it up.
When reading it under the Ultimate Warrior's voice makes it make more sense, you got problems. Winners, boys.
Winner is easy. AEW. Just for kicking all the ass this week. So much stuff going on, so much stuff going down, status quo being changed. I'm here for it. Big E for staying in such high spirits despite his neck getting jacked up. Scott Hall for all the reasons. And these last two for two people who celebrated a birthday today that are very important to the FGC. The first one is, let me see if I can find his real name. Victor Fontanez, a.k.a. Spooky. He is a major contributor to the FGC. He has been running Next Level Battle Circuit for the last 10-plus years out of his own pocket. He's pretty rich, but he does this because he just loves the FGC, and everyone just loves Spooky. Spooky is awesome. The second one, you guys already know his real name, Michael Mendoza, but you know him as the one, the only, IFC Yipes.
Happy birthday, Yipes.
Happy birthday, Yipes. You gift for the FGC that just keeps on giving.
And here's hoping that his birthday is anything but boss ass.
He is definitely getting his curly mustache on right now. Hopefully with his girlfriend. So Yipes, Spooky, happy birthday, guys, and thanks for all the entertainment.
Spooky.
Teed up.
My winners this week go out to AEW for all the reasons Shin stated, and William Regal for being able to survive all of that insanity that is in his life. If you've not listened to the Talk is Jericho episode with him, it is a must listen to, because you will be amazed what this guy can live through. Just all the pain and agony. Just don't want none of that.
And he still has the goddamn class to do it. And he's still living with that pain without the assistance of medication.
Guy's madman.
He's a man, such a man, such a man. For my winners, AEW for obvious reasons, Thunder Rosa for all of the obvious reasons, Ring of Honor. Hey, if it's just one show, them boys versus top guys, I'm down for that. And Scott Hall because all of the obvious reasons. Need I say more? Plug away, boys. Shin, you first, as always.
All right, Maxicor on YouTube, trying to get back into doing some more War Mahorta lore. And we got some major news on the War Mahorta lore front. As Privateer Press has announced, they finally are introducing a new faction into the game after the craziness that was Oblivion. That's right, he is bringing in a group that has been talked about but never really explored, the Orgoth. Basically, they're like Vikings, but they steal your souls and turn them into swords that they put in the hands of people that turn them into bloodthirsty berserkers. They are assholes of the biggest degree, and I can't wait to dig into their lore. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter at #Shintigercurl. Instagram, same place, same time. And also, I just posted a new fanfic. Hopefully you guys can read it. It's interesting. Pokemon related, but it's an AU. Hope you enjoy it. And of course, hopefully sometime this year, I will be releasing the second edition of my novel, New World. Clean up the dialogue, add some stuff, and maybe throw in some pictures if Amazon will let me do that. But the paperback's still available. New World. Greg Haynes. Go pop a copy.
D-Dub, new videos out. Good one.
Yep, thank you. It's my WWE 2K22 review. Been waiting quite a while to review a new WWE game that doesn't suck, and well, here it is. Check out all the reasons why it does not suck in the video right there in the chat. Right there, click the link.
There are people who will tell you, do not get the PS4 version. Yes, while playing it crash a couple of times, it does have that plague, but if you stay offline and play on that, it's fun.
I haven't had any crashes on mine.
You're lucky. You are fucking lucky.
I've been playing it a lot, too. Like, I've gotten quite a few trophies. I've been playing so much, and not one crash so far for me.
And, folks, he has not been a WWE shill for a while. He would tell you if he had that, so... All right. And of course, if you want to see his next video up against a little early, his Patreon is patreon.com/TWKReviews. I, of course, might have my tip jar at paypal.me/manager316. Shintigercurl already shared his Twitter, but I will repeat it because it is worth it. Of course, our Twitters are at manager316, at TWKOfficial, and at Shintigercurl. If you want to send us an email with some questions or comments, like French Otaku and Guts Masterson, we don't have a segment, but we will read them. The Wrestle-Cast at gmail.com is how you do so. The next show I will be on will be tomorrow for Anime Mavericks. No, I should be back. I should be back for that. It's 8 o'clock. I should be fine. I'm going to a hockey game tomorrow afternoon, so there is that. The Anime Mavericks tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for that. I believe it's the Shade's pick, so it should be a decent one at the very least. I mean, he's rarely wrong anyway. And I am back on... no, I should be back on Thursday for another edition of the Rift Zone. Hopefully, I'll be allowed to watch it. Yeah, if I was trying to get a good source for Impact, could not. And if I can't riff what I can't see, sorry, boys.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah. When I do, I will be back for sure. But until then, that is going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. We went a little over time, but it was a chill show. Been a while since we had a chill show like this. Been a while. That being said, we thank you very much for tuning in and saying hi to us as per usual. On behalf of everybody, including Shintigercurl.
Car exhaust is a hell of a drug.
Indeed. And of course, TWK.
My arms are as big as mountains. My eyes are as blue as sky.
You sure you're sober?
I was singing Scott Hall's theme song.
Fair. My name's Matty J, reminding you to help professional wrestling support your independent promotion as soon as possible. One more for the podcast guys. Toothpick. Have a good one. Have a safe one. Enjoy Rampage at late night with Tony Khan's Rampage. 11:30. Why not? Have a good one. Have a safe one. We'll talk to you next week. Bye, everybody. Bye.
We know him. Boy, his nickname, he is the one, the only, Butch.
That was so terrible, I think you gave me cancer.